Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for tonight's coverage from Down TV and Turn 5 Media of tonight's UMP Invitational here at the dirt track at Charlotte. My name is Steve Ovens, and sitting alongside fellow race announcer here in the Northeast in the great state of New York, Adam Buchanan, the voice of the Brewerton and Fulton Speedways, joining me in the booth tonight. And Adam, I got to tell you, it's nice to have a partner here in the booth tonight.
Well, thank you guys for having me. It's definitely a treat. Never done this iRacing bit before, and we got a lot of top drivers here in the UMP ranks ready to go at it here at the dirt track at Charlotte here tonight.
Well, it should be an interesting event here. Is the format just a little bit different here tonight? We have, let's see, we've got 12 cars ready to go to work here, and so how the format worked tonight is the drivers all signed in. They had a quick practice session. They did have time trials. And qualifying fastest tonight in the 25 machine was Jarrett Murphy. So Jarrett Murphy is our quick time qualifier of the night with a time of 16.301 seconds. And he will start tonight's event on the pole. To his outside of the 96 will be Randy Crowder. So Jarrett Murphy, Randy Crowder, the front row. And Adam, Jarrett Murphy joined us here toward the end of this season with the Down iRacing League. And this cat has been lightning quick ever since he joined us. But the dirt track at Charlotte, I really think, is what is going to be the deciding factor here tonight. This is a track that is wide, it is fast, it's got plenty of racing room. We might see 3 and 4 grooves used here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the top side is going to definitely be a factor, but watch that bottom line come in too, especially in turns 3 and 4. If you can hit your marks there on the bottom, sometimes you got to go slow to be fast, and if you hit your marks right there on the bottom, you could definitely make your way up to the front and maybe have a chance at winning this thing.
Field rolling off into turns 1 and 2 here for their opening pace lap. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the field will start for tonight's 50-lap A-main. Going away from the pole in the 25 is Jarrett Murphy. On the outside of row 1 is Randy Crowder. Row 2 will be Caleb Sexton in the 522. Curtis Uphoff in the 129 will start 4th. We'll send row 3 to Adam.
Yeah, row 3 will be the 177 of Dylan Conrad and the 33 of Torrin Schurz. Next row on the inside will be the 083 of Skip Tuttle and the 06 of Matt Everts. Then the next row we have the 4 of Joshua Johnson, and John Littrell in the 68 will go off in position number 9.
Rolling away, 11th will be the 86 of Derek Fedkenhauer. To his outside, Cody Cantonwine, the 131. Adam, it's just about that time as the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. As we like to say here, it's time to drop the hammer. Green flag is out, and your leader, Jarrett Murphy, will lead the pack through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go, and into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Your top 2 cars trying to break away here. It is Murphy and Crowder. Caleb Sexton up to the 3rd spot, and boy, they almost had contact, but now we're watching the battle for the lead as the caution comes out.
Yeah, looked like they got a little jumbled there on the start. Skip Tuttle was 3 wide there and got a little squirrely there off of turn 2, so the yellow has come out there as a couple drivers from about 4th on back getting on it here early as we're under yellow.
So a quick yellow to start this one here. 3 laps on the board. They'll come down to put lap number 4 on the board. So a couple of procedure things that we'll mention here that is unique to the Down iRacing League. Number 1, the caution flags are activated. Number 2, the yellow flag laps do count under normal race procedure here with the Down League. Something else, and Adam, I want to bring you in to talk about this because you've raced with the Down League for several weeks, and the one thing that fans kind of overlook is these drivers are out here running just like they would at your local short track. No rear view mirrors activated here for these drivers.
Absolutely. Left and right, pretty hard to see when you're focused on what's going on in front of you. So you get someone to the left or the right, and maybe they're in your blind spot. You're thinking you're clear, and you go to make a lane change, and somebody's there, but you really can't see them. So you've got to be sure not only that you're clear of your left, but also to the right of you, especially in these UMP cars on the right-hand side. It's a little hard to see out of that right-hand side of the car.
And I think that's something that we're going to see take play later in the event when the track starts to wear out and these guys have to make some pretty aggressive moves to pass for position. We're bringing them off turn number 4. We're back to green flag racing, and it's Jarrett Murphy and Randy Crowder and Dylan Conrad, the top 3, as they exit turn 2 and go down the long Charlotte back straightaway.
Yeah, nose to tail. They start to fan out here in turns 3 and 4. Oh, trouble for Tuttle as he got to the outside wall. We stay green for the moment. And right now, Murphy, your leader, but a battle for second between Crowder and Conrad down the backstretch.
Conrad trying to pull alongside Crowder. Crowder got into the fence a couple of times, but he was able to keep the momentum up. And not only is he going to hold on to second, he's got a slide job into turn 1, but Murphy turns right back underneath. What a battle. First, second, and third, nose to tail to turn 3.
It'll be Crowder going in again deep into 3, but here's Murphy with a crossover in 4. Murphy leads that lap. Now Conrad trying to make it a 3-car soiree into turns 1 and 2 with Murphy still leading, but Crowder is right there in turn number 3.
Crowder takes a look down to the bottom. We call him the old trout fisherman for a reason. He is going to be working that bottom lane if he has to try and make a move. Dylan Conrad doing the same thing, but here comes Caleb Sexton. Sexton kind of snookered Conrad there as Conrad has to give way. Caleb Sexton up to position number 3 and looking for more in turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Conrad went to the middle there off of turn 2 in the slick a little bit. It cost him as Sexton kept it high. He's now into the 3 spot. So Conrad settles down back in the 4th. We got torn shirts right now in the 5 spot as he's trying to get it up and go on the high side off of turn 2. Gets a great run off the corner.
And now we take a look back toward the front of the pack here at your leaders, Jarrett Murphy and Randy Crowder, and I think this is really the tale of 2 corners for these guys. It seems like Crowder gets such a good run through turns 1 and 2, but Murphy is dynamite in turns 3 and 4, and that's kind of been the way that it's been here since the beginning of this one, as Murphy now with a 2-car length lead through turns 1 and 2, and Crowder's got to take a listen behind him because here comes Caleb Sexton for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, Sexton really working it up there on the cushion. Following him rear chase right here. He's right up on the cushion, and he's got Conrad on his back bumper as they go down the backstretch. So Sexton can't see Conrad, but Conrad all over the back bumper again off of turn 4.
They put lap number 15, now make it lap 16 up on the Bud Davis photography lap board. And now Murphy is starting to pull away ever so slightly. He's got 2, now make it almost 3 car lengths off turn 4 as he tries to stretch the distance here on Randy Crowder. Conrad with a big slide job into turn 1. Oh, he makes contact with Sexton. They make contact there for the number 3 spot. Somehow Sexton able to hold on. Conrad's got to tuck back into line here in the 4 spot. And now we've even got a battle back here for position number 5 as Schertz with a huge slider into turn 2. Uphoff hits the brake, turns underneath him. He'll take over the 5 spot into turn 3.
Yeah, Conrad is looking pretty good there on that 4th spot right now. He's getting a good run off of turns 1 and 2. Went for broke a couple laps ago. Sexton able to hold on to the 3 spot, but here comes Dylan Conrad in the 177. He's starting to find his groove here midway through the show. Sitting in the 4 spot, trying to track down Sexton once again, who's now getting a run on Randy Crowder there for the 2 spot as they work it in a 3.
This is one of the pivotal moments of this race, Adam, is how the line changes as this race moves on. And will you be able to use that bottom lane to try and pull a big slider if you're Caleb Sexton and got a big run down into the corner? But we haven't reached halfway, so a lot of patience being shown here as Sexton gets a piece of the wall and Conrad's there to pounce. Conrad with a slider into turn 1, but Sexton turns back underneath. They'll go side by side into turn 3.
Side by side into turns 3 and 4 as they work it off that fourth corner. It is going to be Conrad picking up the 3 spot as they clear it into turns 1 and 2. So move Conrad into the 3 spot. Down the backstretch, had been working for a couple laps there. Found some momentum. Was able to pounce, now up to 3rd.
And now the field kind of stretched it out here in these top 4 spots as Murphy has got just under a half a straightaway here on Randy Crowder, and now maybe even stretched it out to half a straightaway that time as they put lap number 26 on the board, make it 25. We're officially halfway home. Cross flags in the air, and it's Murphy leading Crowder, Conrad, Sexton, and Curtis Uphoff the top 5. Schertz, Hilburn, Johnson, Literal, and Matt Everts currently the top 10. But Adam, your leader starting to approach lap traffic here just past the halfway mark.
Absolutely. We got a battle for 4th and 5th right now between Caleb Sexton and Curtis Uphoff. Uphoff up on the wall, able to regroup it right now, but big contact between Caleb Sexton and Curtis Uphoff there. Uphoff again riding the wall in turns 1 and 2, and here comes Torrin Schertz. Schertz up to the top 5 now.
We're watching Uphoff, and I wonder, Adam, if Uphoff didn't hurt that race car because he is off the pace and now pulls down toward the infield, and it looks like that is going to draw the yellow flag here on lap number 29. So caution flag coming out here for Curtis Uphoff, who got up into the fence, and I know, Adam, you were watching that battle real close. He made some pretty hard contact there.
Yeah, he was battling the 522 of Caleb Sexton for position. They swapped sliders there. Sexton pinched him off a little bit. He kept his foot to the floorboard. Unfortunately, got to the turn 4 wall pretty heavily there and damaged the race car. And then Torrin Schertz saw the opportunity to pounce. So now Torrin Schertz in that number 33 car, the black, white, and red machine, up to the 5 spot. And something Jared Murphy did not want to see. He was on a, what should we say, a Monday night cruise here and was lapping a couple cars. But now this is going to bunch the field up here on lap number 30 and give Crowder and the rest of the field an opportunity to pounce.
That it will. And Uphoff onto the pit lane, into the work area, to the attention of the crew. It looks like they have made repairs, and he's back out onto the speedway here. Did not lose a lap in the whole affair, and he will restart from position number 10, as that appears to be, let's take a count here. Looks like there's 11 cars on the speedway here, and Uphoff will be the last car on the lead lap to restart 10th. So again, Jarrett Murphy being shown as your leader, Randy Crowder in the 2 spot, Dylan Conrad, Caleb Sexton, Torrin Schertz the top 5. And so here, now we're at lap 31, Adam, putting lap number 32 up on the board. So there'll be 18 laps to go. Boy, the top side really seems to have been king here so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a fine line here at the dirt track at Charlotte between hitting the cushion and hitting the wall. And right now, Murphy has been the king of being able to hit the cushion, but that wall is ever so close to the cushion. One slip up in the corner, and you can kiss your lead goodbye here. It should be pretty interesting here on the restart as he's elected the inside line here on the restart.
Murphy hits the trigger off turn 4, and he gets a great restart. Crowder not so much, and now he's got to contend with Dylan Conrad. But we're 3 wide for position number 3, and here comes Torrin Schertz. Torrin Schertz, who's kind of just stuck in the weeds all night long here tonight, ready to pounce as he's well into the top 5. but that top lane so strong here in the early going. Conrad will take over third. Now Sexton will take over the fourth spot, and now we've got a battle there for fifth between Schertz and Matt Everts.
Yeah, Everts catfishing it there on the bottom. The first car to go down there and really make it work. They're off of turn 2 that time down the back stretch. And meanwhile, up in front of them, Sexton, he slapped the wall trying to track down Conrad. And so whistle it back there off of turn 4, but got a piece of the wall.
Yeah, that definitely cost Sexton, but now that's allowed Conrad to reel in Randy Crowder for position number 2. Crowder looks like he's a little bit tight in turn 3. Had to roll out of the gas, and Conrad is on the back bumper in turn 1. They both bang it off the cushion in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Crowder trying doing everything he can to hold off Dylan Conrad.
Yeah, looks like Conrad's able to drive the car in a little straighter than Crowder as he'll try it there in turns 1 and 2. Pitchforks it off that number 2 corner. Lost a ton of ground getting in the slick that time, Steve, as he'll have to drop back and regroup as Crowder able to hold on to the 2 spot. Working lap 39 here. It's still Murphy out in front. Now we got a yellow on the speedway.
Couple of cars getting tangled up in turn number 4. It looked like we had 3 cars involved, and I believe all of them were able to pull away here and continue on, but a few cars getting tangled in turn 4 will put us under the yellow here with 10 laps to go. It's 10 laps to go for your leader, Jarrett Murphy, who's led right from the drop of the green. And let's go ahead and see if we can't get a word here with Jarrett Murphy to get his thoughts, see if he can hold on here for 10 more laps.
User was moved to your channel.
Jarrett Murphy, this is Steve Ovens and Adam Buchanan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, but I don't know how much longer I'll be here.
Well, you're looking good so far. How's running that cushion up there? Is it getting a little dicey with the cushion going up there?
Yeah, it's very rough. I smacked the wall going into 3, and it's telling me I got a pit, so I don't know if I'm going to get a black flag or what's going to happen here.
Oh, okay, man. Well, best of luck to you here. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Oh boy, what a turning point this could be, Adam. We'll have to wait on official word here to see what happens. Your leader, potentially a problem here. Maybe he's reached his limit on the incident points.
Yeah, that could be the case, and we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. That high side of the speedway, it's really ride or die. You could really damage your car if you run it up there and hit the wall too many times, and it looks like that's the case. Randy Crowder, this restart is key off of turn 4. Let's see what happens here as we're back to green on lap 42.
Back to the green, and it's Murphy through turns 1 and 2, and Crowder is eating him up down the back straightaway. Crowder looking to make a move. Big slide job into turn 3. We've got a new race leader. It's Randy Crowder off turn 4. Crowder will lead Jarrett Murphy across the line here with just 6 laps to go.
Can Murphy come back? He's on the back bumper of Crowder. Crowder goes low. Murphy goes even lower. He'll try the slider. Oh, contacting Murphy's around in turn number 4.
Caution flag on the speedway. What a race up front for the lead, and unfortunately for Jarrett Murphy, it ends in a spin here as we're under caution with just 5 laps to go. We should be able to get this restart before the checkered flag comes out here. And Adam, what a tough break. But I'll tell you, if you're going to spin, you might as well do it racing for the lead.
Yeah, it looks like he just got it in. He drove it in deeper than he had all night. We'd seen him on the top side most of the night. He tried the bottom after Crowder got by him, and I think he might have just drove it in a little too deep. It didn't really catch on him till it was too late and made contact with Crowder before he went around. But a tough break for the leader of most of this race, Jarrett Murphy. But give it up to Crowder there. What a nice move to take the lead.
Crowder takes over the lead. Dylan Conrad second, and now up to third. Matt Everts, who started in position number 8. So a great run here for Matt Everts to run in the top 3 as we're looking for a restart with just a few laps remaining in this one. And boy, if you made me pick here, Adam, I don't know what way I would go because Crowder's obviously been good. He's run second, third all race long. But Dylan Conrad, this last restart is going to be pivotal.
Oh, absolutely. Don't forget the person running third, Matthew Everts. He had been the first car to go to the bottom on the last couple of restarts, and it's really working out for him. He started this race in 8th position. He's up to the top 3, and it's not over. Don't count him out either because Crowder's been strong. Conrad's been good, but Everts here in the late stages, that car has been looking pretty fast here on this last restart. Let's see what happens, Steve.
Chevy Performance Pace Truck peels off the speedway in turn 3. Will it be Randy Crowder? Will it be Dylan Conrad, or will Matt Everts spoil the party for everybody? We'll find out together here off turn 4. Green flag is back in the air, and Adam, here comes Everts, immediately going to the bottom on Dylan Conrad, and he's got position number 2.
Yeah, he snookered him there on the bottom. It's getting pretty slick up on the high side. Bottom with plenty of grip. Crowder leads it here on the white flag lap, but here comes the 06.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. The old trout fisherman held on and just stayed there all race long and pounced with less than 10 to go. Randy Crowder wins the UMP Invitational. Second will be Matt Everts. Third will be Caleb Sexton at the line over Jarrett Murphy. Torrin Shirts will round out your top 5, but down in victory lane is going to be a happy guy, I'm sure. Randy Crowder already doing a couple donuts here in turn 1 at the dirt track at Charlotte. We will talk to your top 3 finishers here in just a moment, everybody. Stay tuned. You're watching coverage of the UMP Invitational here on Hammer Down TV, brought to you by Turn 5 Media.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Welcome back, race fans. We're here in Victory Lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte with tonight's UMP Invitational winner, Randy Crowder. Randy, tell me, man, how did you do it here tonight?
Like always, just stayed calm and steady, man. It was tough.
I imagine it had to be pretty tough to stay calm because Jarrett Murphy, he was just lightning in a bottle in the first 80% of this one tonight.
Yeah, man, I got to give it out to him, man. He was fast for sure. I tried to drive him as clean as possible. We had some shots where I could try to make a slide job. That was my only chance, especially when it's single file around the top. So I appreciate him not getting into me, and the chance he come up there, I couldn't go no higher that last time that we got into each other, and I just drove him as best I could.
It was quite a race. Just how slick was the outside getting there toward the end? It had to be pretty used up.
Oh yeah, man, it was gone. I had my car a little bit looser than I'd like it to be, but I figured it wouldn't have went away that fast. But it was definitely slick.
It looked like your car was better in turns 1 and 2 than it was in 3 and 4. Was it the same for you behind the wheel, or were they about the same?
Yeah, it was difficult, man. It was just hitting your marks, trying to be smooth, trying to keep all them points off your car without getting disqualified. It was tough.
Well, great job.
Randy, Adam Buchanan here in the booth with Steve. Talk us through that pass for the lead. It seemed like you've been stalking him for a couple laps. Talk us through that pass for the lead. What were you thinking there?
Man, I just kept looking at the numbers go down on the lap board there, and I said I've got to go sometime soon. That caution helped me. He stretched out there for a little bit there, and once we had that caution, I thought, man, the only way I'm going to get around him is by try to go to the bottom and try to slide up and hopefully don't take each other out.
Well, you definitely put on a heck of a show for the people watching. on Facebook Live, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man. I sure appreciate it. I want to thank Hammer Down and you guys for doing the announcing. It's awesome. I appreciate y'all very much, and my family and my kids for allowing me to do this. Thanks.
Oh, there's Randy Crowder, tonight's race winner here for the UMP Invitational. Let's send it over
User
to
was
Adam
moved out of your
Buchanan, who's
channel.
going to catch up here with Matt Everett.
Hey, Matt Everett, Adam Buchanan up here in the booth. Heck of a run for you here tonight. Started pretty deep in the field. Started 8th, but able to come home with a solid second-place run tonight.
Oh yeah, I had some hard luck at the beginning, went to the back, got tangled up a little bit, worked my way back up to the front. The cautions helped a lot, but that high side just wasn't working for me, so I had to stay low.
Yeah, you were one of the first people down there. It seemed like on one of those restarts, you followed Torrin Shirts down there. Didn't work out for him as much, but it looked like your car really liked the bottom line. And when everyone was struggling there on the high side in those later stages of the race, your car seemed to get a little better. Was that the case?
Oh yeah, my car likes the bottom, and like you said, everybody was running that high line, and I'm not that good at the high line in the UMP mods here, but that low line's pretty good. If I can get into the corner right, I get some speed coming out of there.
And tell the people at home, how hard is it to run that bottom line sometimes? It's really hard to sometimes go slow to be fast. But it seemed like you nailed it there a couple times.
Oh yeah, getting into the corner is, you got to get it right on that bottom line without hitting the tires, because that's just going to screw you up right there. But yeah, it's awfully hard to stay on that bottom, and then coming out of the corner, you want to drift up towards the middle, but then you got to watch out for the cars that are running the high side.
Well, absolutely, job well done from 8th to 2nd place. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
I like to thank my family, my wife mainly, for letting me race every night, and Hammer Down for sponsoring the car and for putting on great shows night after night.
Well, thank you very much. Heck of a run here tonight, Matt.
Thank you.
Well, we'll catch up now with third place
User
finishing
was moved out
Caleb
of your
Sexton,
channel.
driver of the 522. And Caleb, from our vantage point, it looked like you had yourself an eventful night tonight.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I had a terrible practice, man. I couldn't get the car to hook up in practice. It just wasn't working for me. And then tonight, I guess I don't know, I just nailed the lines just right on that cushion, and it worked out for me.
What direction in practice was it going on you? Tight, loose, one end of the speedway over the other?
Man, I threw the whole kitchen sink at it in the practice. It was loose, it was tight. I just couldn't find it any happy medium for me. And then finally, I just went to the good old baseline, made a few little adjustments there, and it seemed to work.
And then during the race, I think the battle between you and Dylan Conrad, it seemed like you guys just had magnets for each other tonight. You guys were racing real hard and doing a great job all night tonight.
Yeah, that's my good buddy. I didn't want to try to drive him dirty, but he kind of got a little sideways there towards the end of the race, and I tried my best to stay out of the gas completely, and there was no helping it there, and I ended up getting into the back of him.
It seemed like as the race wore on, the guys that were willing to try the bottom or at least go down there to pull a big slider, that was how you were going to make your move here late in the going.
Yeah, that's right. The bottom, I just couldn't tell myself to go down there. I think it was Matt. He was working it real good. I just couldn't try it, man. I was doing too good at the top.
You were able to get up to the third spot there at the checkered flag. Walk us through that last lap for you.
I think the last lap was when I got in the back of Dylan. We was nose to tail, and I just had a good run. He got a little bit loose, and I tried to stay out of him the best as I could, and it just didn't work out.
Well, man, you run a great race tonight. Ran in the top 5 all night long. Tell us about the folks that help you out on the 522 machine.
I'd just like to thank, Randy Crowder, Dylan Conrad, and Jake Hilburn. Skip Total, I don't think he was here tonight, but, them boys, they do a lot with the setups, and they helped this 522 to get around the track.
Great job tonight, Caleb.
Thank you, sir.
User was moved out of
All
your
right,
channel.
Caleb Sexton finishing in the 3rd spot tonight. So again, your top 5 finishers tonight: Randy Crowder in the 96, Matt Everts the 06, Caleb Sexton in the 522, Jarrett Murphy in car 25, and Torn Shirts rounded out the top 5 in car number 33. And Adam, what a race tonight! The battle for the lead, all right at the end in those last 10 laps, the intensity really picked up in the end.
Oh, absolutely. It looked like for a long time the top side was the way to get around the racetrack, but it showed that bottom line came in, I think, maybe a couple laps too late for Matthew Everts. But he showed that the bottom line is a viable line here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and a great run by him from 8th to 2nd. And congratulations to Randy Crowder. He really bided his time, made the move at the right time, and was able to hold off for the win.
Matt Everts is thinking, boy, if this was only 75 laps.
Oh, absolutely. And I honestly think if the race was a little longer, it might have been in his wheelhouse there, because he was one of the only cars that was really successful in running that bottom line. And we talked to Randy, and we also talked to a couple other drivers, Jarrett Murphy. That top side was there, but it was going away in a hurry. But Randy able to hold on just long enough to pick up the win, and congrats on him. And that move he made was not an easy move to make. Got in the slick and made it stick just to get around the leader, and then able to hold on for the win.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us in the booth tonight. This was a lot of fun for a couple of guys that love calling it at the big tracks here in the Northeast.
Oh, absolutely. My first time Iracing announcing, and I loved it, and it was great working with you. We seemed to be passing ships on the big tracks. It was nice to work with you here tonight, and thanks for you, Rob, and Cindy, and everybody at Hammer Down for inviting me out here tonight. And I don't see if we can do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Well, folks, that's going to wrap up coverage here tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte. On behalf of Rob and Cindy Bellinger, all the admin staff, and all the racers here at the Hammer Down iRacing League, we thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Tune into our website, hdirl.com, as we've got the schedule for the rest of the invitational races this week. And we've also got information out about the next coming season for all of the divisions here at the Hammer Down League. So watch our website, hdirl.com, for all the news and information. On behalf of everybody here with the Hammer Down iRacing League, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you at a racetrack near you.